It is 10:59 a.m. on Thursday, April 23rd. A little early for our stream today because something's about to happen. We're about to perhaps short all-time highs. We're watching several things here. You know what? Let's get over to our... So we're at 712 on the SPY. We just had a massive double top, sort of flat top rejection. I want to really see what happens. This is over here in the bottom corner. There's your 712.06. All-time highs being 712.39. So, are we going to go back to 712? I don't know. Let's watch. Let's see if 712 rejects, and if it does, I'm gonna start a short right here. And this is in a this is a Tradeify. Okay. All right. I'm short 2 micros in my Tradeify advanced. What's that? Oh boy. Shorting all-time highs. Risky business. Oil's getting a little bit of a bounce. 712 resistance is what I'm targeting on SPY. I will cut if we all-time highs at 712.40. Just an eval, not doing anything fancy. Did blow a funded account overnight on what was, I'll show you guys on the real chart. Uh-oh, here comes the shorts. Who would short all-time highs on IQ? Take a quick look at our 3x3. And the VIX just got an interesting candle too. So, let me show you our proper view here. Ooh, tick is falling. Okay. NQ. All-time, oh, not quite all-time highs, excuse me. Yesterday's high, not yet breached. We're seeing this bottoming action off of 39 even, as we saw yesterday on the UVXY. Now, NVIDIA just broke out after breaking a false breakout down. Let's see what happens. This is sort of the shape of the market right now, if you can tell. On the 5, on the 2, so you can kind of extrapolate where the candles line up, but you can kind of see where the curvature is coming from. Uh-oh. Short's starting to work against me. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. I'm going to take one off at about 50. Market is strong though. I'm watching the NVIDIA breakout and I'm watching the UVXY 39 hold. Let's go over, just because this was sort of a SPY based trade. Let's watch SPY against 712. For 712.40-ish all-time highs. Okay. Still dancing around. Okay, 712. Flirting, but we're holding. Music is making me a little happy here, though. Oh, the other reason I'm happy, even though I did bust an account, so we lost about 250 on stream yesterday, ended up down about 450 on the day, tried to make it back overnight when this fucking thing happened. So, check this out on the NQ. And I am watching this trade. Starting to go against me. I tried to catch the knife on a funded account last night, right after 7 p.m.-ish. There it is. Yep. Started at 8 on the nose, 8 p.m. Oof. So I longed on that bounce. Longed on that bounce, longed on that bounce, and got blown on that wick. So it goes on a funded. That was a complete risk interval move, just for those of you keeping score at home. from the 8 p.m. Asian market open. Woo, 253 points down to the downside. That was a tough long. I got wrecked on that. And that was in, for those of you keeping score at home, in 4 to 5 minutes. Complete risk interval move. And look at how it reversed. I did catch this long here after I blew up that funded account in MyFundedFutures. I caught it there and I passed a TopStep. So traded one funded account for another. And just for transparency's sake, that TopStep account over here has $70 in it. Still watching the bottoming of the VIX. And Hugh kind of confirming over the 100s. Not awesome for our position. Get back that camera. Yeah, we're down 20 bucks, but oh, by the way, we're up 550 in that account already today. So there's a little bit of breathing room there. Now I'm gonna flip it back to SPY because we're paying attention to that 712 call wall. Now, several things could happen. This bounce here off of the 2-minute 9 EMA means we could trend to the high side. I would be more interested here in losing this prior day high and then catching the 20-day, or is this a 200? I always forget. 20, yes, that's what I thought. Catching the 20 EMA just around pre-market high retest. That's the theory. And that would be our exit. Oh, this hip-hop piano is, there's the bottom on the VIX. There we go. There we go. It's not heading as far down as I want. So we could test the following. Test the prior day high and bounce. We could test the PM high and bounce. I think we're going to split the difference around 7-11-18. Now I'm not adding to this position. I don't have a whole lot of faith in it. I also see oil getting a little spicy and I see Nvidia getting a little rejecty. So the hold of 200 on Nvidia was my sign to go long on the last leg up. That's where I made most of my cash. Oh, by the way, in my other TopStep account, you guys see P&Ls here? No, you cannot. There it is. Short's working. How's that look? Zoom it in for you. Again. Okay. I take one off here on the prior day high test on SPY. That's just a de-risk. One. Cleared off one. You can go away. I gotta turn down my music. Can't hear my squawks. Okay, I see the rejection on UVXY off of its EMA, right as we hit the prior day high test on SPY. Oil is getting quite a boost here. I think this is noteworthy. Add this to our watch list. See this oil here? We're testing the prior day high off of a 92-ish, 93 bounce. I'm gonna move my levels around a little bit here since this is clearly where the pivot really was. Again, 92.50 we'll call it. Now this 93 level, another one that held up. Add a line there just for our visual reference. 93 evens. Now, difficult to trade oil, to say the least. See how it reacts to this prior day high. Nice. I don't know why 92, 96 is highlighted. Or is that telling me where it really needs to go? 98. All right, there we go. There we go. Seeing this rejection here, that's why the short is currently going against us. SPY, quite a push off the prior day high test. That's why we de-risked a little bit there. Now, tempted to add here at the tippity tip, the top. VIX held the prior day low test. Oil rejecting here off of its prior day high. Remember, 712 resistance on SPY. All right, added a short there. Seeing oil kind of getting the stuff after the big move is going to make us pop up on the market. Now the question is, do we want to short the pop up? UVXY to 39 again. Will it hold? 711.93. Okay, I added one more at the top. Watching the 712, and again 712.40 being our stop. Trading SPY via the NQ, or trading the NQ via watching the SPY chart. I'm seeing oil holding the 93.50, and that's why I stay short. If it were to lose 93.50, I would be curious about SPY hitting 712. Oh, look at UVXY. Ayo! Now the half gap is not there according to today's Rocket Scooter. Half gap is at 39.48, so it's actually a little bit higher. Little bit higher. Then up there, that's 39.60-ish. Edge pressure is at 40. Check out what happened earlier. At 10 a.m. Oh. Rejected off of 40-ish. Now, it didn't quite get there, which is why I didn't go harder on my long. We breached it in the pre-market. This was at 840s. This is probably some Iran news. All right, let's check our short. Doesn't look like it's going great. 711.90s now on SPY. Q's stronger than SPY is what we're reading from this. UVXY got the bounce, VIX got the bounce, oil got the bounce, market got the bounce, adding one. Somebody's lying. Okay, here comes 712 test. Oh, rejected on SPY. That's what we wanted to see on the 712 test. Glad that I added on the short. Now, will it just hold this 9 EMA is the question. Because if so, we're just trending. It's just a trend day. Just a little bit of a liquidity test. We could do it one more time and really grab the liquidity off of the 20. UVXY got a rejection initially. Let's see if it continues. We are currently rejecting the prior day high on oil, testing the prior day high on NQ. NQ could have continuation here. Now, generally speaking, oil's been inversely correlated to the market, but right now we're seeing market up, oil up. VIX generally trending down, but did bounce, and that's why we have a top at 712. There are sellers here, but let's see if they've got the gusto. Let's see if they got the mustard to push it on down. Nope. I'd say no, but now, UVXY has the same setup that SPY has, where it's the prior day high and the pre-market high. UVXY is above its pre-market low. It just swept the pre-market low, tested the 39 level, and now it's back at 39.16, which I believe is the bottom of the box right here. 39.36. Okay, let's watch 39.36 as an important level. 39.36. We get above 39.36 and shorts will really start to work out. Oink. So we're sort of trapped right now in between these levels. We're sort of just trending on EMAs on SPY. Again, 712.40, the all-time high is my stop out here. We could just moon up there and see, because once we break 712.40, if we break it with gusto, with volume, this is going to have a non-stop trip to the moon today, which was great for, you know, everyone is long, but not great for this current position. Okay, there goes the VIX. VIX is over the 1890 pivot. Thank you, AJ. Shout out TTP. He's sharing it live on Twitter, guys. This is not privileged information. You guys should just be listening. Seeing UVXY get rejected off of its 20. Yep, right in the 9 on SPY. Let's see if we break 712. Okay, we watched UVXY hold its pre-market low. I stay short. Not adding. I don't flip my bias until we're under 39 on the UVXY. Shorts are not working. We're green. Now, we have this level on SPY to watch out for, so I will de-risk once we get to that prior day high again, because it now has extra EMA support below. All right, I'm out of 1. Out of 2. High chance of a bounce here. Stops are in at profits on the last 2. Short and all-time highs-ish. 27,136 being yesterday's high, and my cost basis is 27,125. Who would short the all-time high? This guy. Now, watch SPY for a bounce off 711.45. Just watching. Yep. All right, I'm just going to take one more off there. Got 1 left with stop and profit. Oh, but I can't. There you are. All right, I'm going to leave that because I almost top ticked. We're going to just leave that one break even. 21.27.25. I like the sound of that. And we're just going to see what happens with this position. Now we can really zoom it in. You can really watch what's going down. Hopefully not the P&L. Hopefully it's the market, as we are short from the tippity tip. All right. Now, I'm not loving the double rejections on UVXY and oil simultaneous like. That could be what propels us to highs. Notice how well I described what was happening with SPY, and now we're about to engulf the last sort of like 10 minutes of action off of this prior day high plus EMA. Told you we would get extra juice there. We're below the pre-market low on UVXY. Rejected that sort of like 39.16 EMA. Are we about to get stopped out? I will short the highs again. I'll do it again. You can't stop me. Now, this is a trailing drawdown account, so that costs us a little bit on trailing, but I'm not worried. Not worried. What a bounce. 711.94 now. Stopped out. This is the 712 test on SPY. Prepared to re-enter. Nope. SPY broke 712. Look at that engulfing candle. This is on the 2-minute. I bet that 5-minute looks gnarly. Boom! We just crushed all those sellers. I was one of them. And that's okay. I stopped out at break even on the last one. I made money on the first 2. 3. It was a 4 spot. Okay. 712. And that was the simultaneous to the oil rejection, UVXY rejection. That's how that played out. We watched it live. Didn't take it, but we watched it live. I was on the other side of the trade, and I'm not upset about that. Now, if we start to see some rejection under 712, I will get short again. It's not from the tippity tip, but it's okay. We're not trying to top tick things. That's what bullshit artists do. 12, 13, 15. We're just looking for any kind of a top wick to start to show itself there on SPY. We are above yesterday's prior day high of 27,136. Oh, we're at 36 evens, 36.75. New all-time highs. Who would short the all-time high? Not me. Not right now. Again, we need to see SPY reject. Maybe it's going to reject its all-time high at 712.40. Let's find out. Who would short the all-time high? Not while oil's crashing, guys. Now, I'm seeing UVXY looking productive off of its own EMA. SPY broke 712 briefly. Okay, I'm in a short. That was the top wick rejection that I was looking for. It's off about 712.20. Cost basis 71.33 evens. All-time highs currently 71.40. We just peaked above yesterday's. We got like $1.20 above yesterday's high, and then we peaked above and immediately peaked down. Not necessarily bullish for continuation. The look above and fail being a popular short. I mean, just by my observations. What the fuck do I know? It also sounds very quiet. Matt's not talking. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, 712s again. While the UVXY is bottoming, oil is kind of driving this move up, I think. Look at the VIX. Look at the VIX, guys. Staying short. Staying short. VIX is productive. Little top wiki. 1215. Shorted it again. That's a good ad. I like that. Now, we could just come down and test the EMA again. But look at this. Look at this long rope hanging man off of 712, where we know there was resistance on SPY. Now, I'm not suggesting to go into a whole bunch of zero DTE puts. I'm in futures because I have no faith in the long-term direction of anything right now. We're one tweet or one bomb or one mine in the Strait of Hormuz away from the whole thing fucking falling apart. I'm not going to stay short because of that, because we're at all-time highs. Shorting all-time highs is not a great idea. Why am I doing it? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we're green. We are continuing to ride this 9 EMA upside, however, though. But I am very curious about the 712 resistance level on SPY. I've been talking about it this whole time. 712 call wall, courtesy of TTP in the ear. Shout out TTP. Now, shall we de-risk when we start to get a little bit lower towards that EMA again? I suspect we will. Because we continue to just bounce right off of it. And not even off directly yet. We're just like in the neighborhood of it. Waiting to see if we top that high at 712.20. That hanging man is quite a look. Not worried. Not worried. Getting back under 712 would be grand. Under 711.88 would be ultra grand. Super grand. Super green. Okay, we are trying to break that prior day high, 27,136. Just curious, NQ has the same candles in its 2 minute. Uh-oh. There's that prior day high. Look above. Let's see what happens this time. We're peaking above it. Looking above, looking above. What will happen? Added another one there. I think there's sellers, sneaky sellers waiting just above, waiting to crush these bears, bulls, whatever the fuck they are. Animals. It's so funny that we just can't be people. We gotta be fucking animals. We gotta dehumanize ourselves in order to participate in this weird capitalistic Hunger Games we have. Heyo! There's a short. Took off one on the EMA-ish test. That one was a little bit of a profit from the original entry. Okay. So we looked above and failed 3 times now on the prior day high / all-time high on NQ. Pretty happy with that position so far. Here's SPY again, rejecting 712. A push above 712 would be bad for the shorts. 712 even. See how we just keep riding this EMA? We are trying to do a counter trend trade here. We're not holding out for a bunch of glory. The short worked for a second. We are fully peaked above the prior day high on NQ. And again, 712 is our resistance, hard resistance at 712.20. Now, I want to take a quick look at the volume that's coming in here. Take a look at the last like 15 minutes of volume. Got a spike on the push up off of the 5-minute 9 EMA tap. 712.16 now. Let's see what happens up here at 712.20. I'm going to just add one more up there. 712.40 is still my stop on this short idea. We're just kind of wiggling our cost basis higher and higher. We're fully above the prior day high of 27,136. We're almost 10 points above. But I still see SPY not really reaching for the highs the way that NQ is. Oil's holding. It's above the 93.50. That could be a clue that we're going to bounce higher. Okay, 712.20 on SPY. Currently soft resistance. Hard resistance 712.40. Added one more for the 712.20 rejection. Fingers on the trigger if we need to dump. 712.21. We just broke the soft resistance while UVXY is getting a rejection again. Oil again getting a rejection. Uh-oh. Under the soft resistance. We're also at a yellow line on the SPY. Oh, that's got to be the all-time high line. I knew that. VIX dumping, oil pumping. Now, normally if I was in this long, I'd be super frustrated. Oil and VIX is disagreeing. What do we do? I don't know, but I think somebody's still lying. NQ back down to test the prior day high. It's 27,136. We're at 40.7541 now. That's where my cost basis is. Where cost basis is a little above the prior day high. Okay, wicking down to 139, 138. This is the prior day high test. Remember that SPY has already done this and passed it. So this would be a chance to de-risk for anyone who's shorting alongside my trade. Not a good idea. I am not an excellent trader. I am currently red on this short of all-time highs. UVXY is about to break the pre-market low. That's very bad for shorts. That could be what propels us to new highs. 712.40 is my stop out on SPY for the NQ trade. Yeah, I know that's confusing. There goes UVXY. Oh, with a bottom wick though. That's fun. Okay. Interesting candle progression on the 2-minute. We're on the 5 right there. Check this out. This is just a zoomed in look. Oh, we're still not really getting continuation over the high of 149. UVXY held the pre-market low. Where my cost basis is at 40. Down there. Okay, back to my cost basis. Still quite a topping look on the market. In my opinion, we still, like, this was technically a retest of the prior day high and we did pass it, but I don't know. UVXY holding its pre-market low all the way back to its 20 EMA. That could be the top. Let's find out. At our cost basis and bouncing off our cost basis, as is tradition, I love the UVXY chart right here for the short. I love it. We're green. Now, we're still holding the EMA and the prior day high tests on SPY. So I'm going to size down just a little bit. We get an impulse down to that 27,133 will be my exit point. So far, we're holding the prior day high test. Held the prior day high test. I was a little greedy. I wanted it to go a little lower. Let's look at the SPY chart. Let's see what's going on over there. The NQ chart is damning to my position. SPY. There's a little bit of a rejection under the 27, 7, 12, 20. 7, 12, 20. Okay, it's all about the VIX now. VXY is starting to confirm above its 20 EMA. At our entry here. So 7, 12, 15-ish is the prior day high. 27, 136 prior day high. We get another test down there, I will de-risk. Oh, it's holding. That EMA is strong on the SPY. That purple EMA, I hope you guys can see it like I can. Now, we would have to see UVXY do a big old dumper here if this is actually going to push. Nope. Nope. Not the EMA. All right, I'm out of 1. Out of 2. Now, cost basis is now 27,145 with the high of the day at 27,150. Oh, that's such a good round number. I like it. Good exits over here. I don't know if you guys can see my one was red, one was green. So we'll call that kind of a break-even exit on the initial short. We just moved our cost basis up higher. Learned this from my boy Matt. He doesn't know who I am, but I'm a big fan of his. Okay, there's UVXY potentially rejecting. Watching closely here. We're back to the EMA test. We are under the prior day high. Taking one more off. And just look at this cost basis now. 27,146.50. We're 0.5 points from the high of the day, from the all-time high. Who would short these highs? We told you where the resistance was. All you had to do was listen. It did get a little hairy there. Now, my stop is going to be up at all-time high. We'll call it 27,151.50. 27,151.50. I would be tempted to add there, frankly, if we got back up there. Look at the VIX. Look at the VIX. Look at the curl on the market. Now, profit target, PT, 27,100s. Oh, that's why. That's why. Oh, no. Okay, VIX is over the pivot. This might just be a prior day high test from below. Ooh, look at the bounce. Dang. Just going to give you a little more green space there. That's what we really... Holy bouncy market. It's so bouncy. VIX up, oil up, market up. Who's lying? Who is lying? We're over the prior to high again in oil. Now, we could reject off the 93.50-ish level. This is like 94 evens level. This doesn't look bullish for the market, guys. VIX up, oil up, VIX with a top wick. I mean, that's all I can observe from here. Everything moves together suddenly in this market. All right, there's your prior day high test on the NQ. If it reclaims, that's very bullish. That's bullish for continuation. All right, here we go. Reclaim the prior day high with quite a strong... Look at the volume on this 5-minute candle. I think this is really the most telling part of it all. A 2-minute candle, excuse me. Look at that volume that came in. They really meant it. They really meant it about that prior day high. They were like, you're not going to take this away from us today. Not today. Not today, Satan. It was a good short for whatever it's worth. It worked for a little bit. UVXY is kind of middling now. VIX just rejected pivot from below. Probably heading to more highs. Let's find out. 27,150, 150. I stop out. Oh, new high. Stopped out. $7 loss. I'm fine with that. Let's see what SPY's up to. Reach. Almost. We can see a top wick. I'm ready to short it again. I'm ready to get hurt again. Look at what's happening off the all-time high on SPY. Okay, 27,147. We're at 49 and change. 50s now. Tempted to add more as we get to the top of that wick. Now, again, I'm just playing around here like what is essentially near my total stop out, which is a breach with volume. Remember, we got big volume on the last candle. We might just be heading higher, guys. Uh-oh. Definitely resistance up here in the 27,150s. Okay, watching SPY for a potential breakout here. Oil's pushing too. What's gonna happen? Whoa, VIX! Come on, market! Somebody listen to somebody. Nobody's paying attention to anything here. Okay, back to the EMA. Taking one off of the EMA tap. Can't be too careful. We are trending off of the damn EMAs, as you can see. Okay, I'm loving the VIX. Loving the oil. Market loves it too. Fuck do I know? Uh-oh. All right. UVXY tells me we're going down, but nobody's listening. The market is so strong. There's still so many buyers up here. What is going on? Oh my, down to the MA. Now, I could take off more here. This is a trailing drawdown account. The fix. 39.36 is going to be the level I test. All right, I took it off. I did it. Ha! Because the 712 test from above. That's why. Now, cost basis. It's 27, 150, 350. The high of the day is 55.75. We're getting pretty close to the top tick. Now, in a trailing drawdown count, it doesn't fucking matter if you top tick. You have to take your profits or that's just going to and just mess up your trailing drawdown. I'm trying to keep this trailing drawdown close to full. Also notice I'm not taking any of this in my funded accounts. I'm counter trend trading against all-time highs. This is not activities for funded accounts. Mark my words. All right, I'm going to put a stop in above the all-time high. Let's call it, 27, 157.75. Like it. Oh, we're back under the prior day high on VIX be pumping. Oh my, I should have taken this in the funded, especially if we reject the 7, 12, 10 EMA from below. Let's find out. 7, 12, 10. Now the new resistance on SPY. Check out the UVXY. VIX tested 19 from below and rejected, however. If we continue below 19 on the VIX, we're at 1894 now. Holding a short, 3 points from all-time high. What'll happen? Who would short the all-time high on NQ? What idiot? 712 test now. A rejection, a keen rejection off of the 39.36 level we have here is our sort of pivot on the UVXY. This is what I'm watching for next. Ayo, we're above it. Now testing the half gap. Let's test half gap. I will exit if I see a big rejection off of the half gap on UVXY. That'll probably correlate to the 711.89 EMA. Watching for extension above half gap on the VIX. VIX 19 test, 1898 currently. Testing prior day highs. We're 27, 134, 75, 27, 136 prior day high. Okay, watching for the reversal to show up on the UVXY off of half gap. This would again be a potential long entry if you wanted to reverse my exit. EMA bounce so far on SPY. I don't know. This is a special situation. Again, we're watching for any kind of rejections from the UVXY that would suggest that we're about to. Yep. Okay. There's one. Interesting volume picking up across here after it crushed. Crushed volume down on the way down, and now we're starting to build it up on the way up. I wonder if there's going to be some more length to this move. Let's find out. Okay, we rejected 19 off of the VIX, 1895 at this moment. Under 712 on the SPY. Very tempted just to hold this short all day, since it is kind of my rule. If I was in a funded account, my rule would be hold this until we hit some kind of mega shift. Maybe it's the prior day high, 50 cents low. SPY. Just gonna have to judge it. If we're watching the UVXY getting a push to half gap, halfy gappy. Is this the long entry? Is this the rejection that we see right off this dotted line? Will we reject, and then it's actually the long entry for the continuation high side? Let's find out. If so, remember, if I see this rejection, I will take my profit. Nope, not rejected yet. Slightly above half gap. I'm just gonna flip you guys over to the NQ again. I really want you guys to see this on the higher time frame. Now check this shit out. Again, we're still just shitting on the EMA. This is technically where I wanted to take SPY long. Off the EMA test below the prior day high. Declining volume. Not sure what that means. Again, watching the UVXY. Now, we're going to look at this on the 15-minute. Check out NQ on the 15. You know what? I don't have to. You, over here. That's the 15 on NQ. This is what's usually on my other screen. Look at how we peaked above, failed, peaked above, a little higher, and failed. Okay, I'm seeing oil reject. Let's watch for this bounce to happen off of the EMA. We're going to test the 133.55 EMA next. This is a technical look above of half gap. If we look above fail, I would look for a retest of the 39.36. And as long as we hold below the prior day high, I am still bearish. Weirdly enough, who's bearish at all-time highs? And I'm not bearish on the fucking market all day. Just for now. Just for now. UVXY, top wick. Top wick alert. Top wick alert. Okay, that was the 34.55 tap EMA test, prior day high test from below. A reclaim of either one would, you know, certainly make me. Here's the test. 35's even. Number 36 was yesterday's high, and the EMA's at 30, let's call it 35. Okay, 36, 25, 38. We're above the prior day high. We've engulfed the last 2-minute candle into resistance. Volume is starting to rise. UVXY is testing its half gap from above. Can still bounce from there. 1902 on the VIX Prime. Don't love oil rejecting again off of the 94.50. 94.20 that time. Didn't even make it. That tells me that this move is not a bit of a false breakout again on the above the prior day high. I like the VIX candle turning back to green. That tells me that we're maybe not gonna disgustingly bounce with a new all-time high. We're currently at the prior day. 36 is 36.25, 37. We are breaching the prior day high. I don't know that. Ooh, that UVXY. That chart doesn't look great. That's a long rope on a hanging man. Let's see what happens though. Held the half gap. VIX 19 with a top wick. We could very easily just fly right back up here off of that EMA tap. Sorry, off of this EMA tap. Again, I told you guys this was potentially the 27,125 was the long entry. Do not love the top wicks from the VIX. Rejected the prior day high test from below and the EMA. Now, we start to lose the 27,120s. That will be very, very interesting. I'll have to go to a higher time frame to check out where the EMAs are. It's at 1906. Filled its top wick. Let's see if the UVXY does the same. This 39.50 level clearly a bit sticky. Still riding that 20 EMA on the NQ. 27,124 held. That initial long entry would still be green. And I'm shorting. Again, UVXY testing above half gap is noteworthy to me to a short. Shorting from all-time highs, not advised. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, 27,125. We're at that EMA. See how it's starting? It's trying its hardest to bounce, but it's getting stuffed from above by that purple EMA. Now it's in a little bit of a trap until we lose 19 on the VIX. Okay, so 39.48 UVXY. You guys remember that one? Just keep that in mind. Still trending up. This is what I need to look at right now. This VIX versus 19, I think, is the whole story here. Check that shit out. And we have this pivot is actually not 1920 today. It is 18. Oh, computer. Don't get laggy on me. There's the short working out. I like VIX 1904. Oh, big pop on the VIX. Way to get this to over 1890 pivot. That's our VIX pivot. Okay, short starting to work out. Look at that. Look at the bottom wick. Look at the VIX. Still bouncing. Let's check out the 5. There's our EMA down there at 2790. Ooh, yeah, I've got a pivot around 27,080. We're about 20 points away from there. VIX flying, oil flying, shorting. Oh my, oh my, oh my god, oh my god. 27,100 test. Hey. Okay, we're under the 27,100. Nope, 102. Didn't quite break the 100. There it is. There's 175, 175, 175, 103, 103, 103. This is exhausting. All right, now I will be taking my profit here momentarily as the VIX reaches its EMA and the 5-minute EMA at 92 is tested. Out. That is how you do it. Look at the exit on the short. Look at the exit on the short. Look at the bounce on the market. Maybe. Just for you keeping score at home, up 7-11.40 on the day with the full trailing drawdown. That's how you have to play these trailing drawdown accounts. This is just an eval. I'm not sweating it too hard. Look at the market bouncing. I told y'all. 94.50 rejection on oil could be in store. Maybe like 94.80. Oh no, market didn't bounce after all. I'm seeing rejection from the VIX and rejection from oil, which tells me the market should be bouncing here. I'm not gonna fucking long it or anything. That was a nice $100 from the tippity tip. VIX bouncing. Yikes. Watch out there, longs. Watch out, longs. I took my profit. I'm not upset. Not upset in the slightest. Oil's trying to make a new high of the day. It's testing. This is noteworthy. 464 currently the high of the day. We're at 94.55 and my cursor is frozen there. Yep. All right. My mouse is appearing in multiple screens at the same time. That's cool. Why are you doing that? Go. Oh. All right, I'm hands off for a second. My mouse is freaking out. I still stand by my exit. I stand by my exit on the short. So strong. So strong this market is. 27,100 bounce. Feels good to follow your plan. Not trading at the dining room table. It's 8 p.m. on a fucking ginormous news candle and blowing your funded account. This is smarter. I'm just curious. Let's go see what our big complex is doing. Is the mouse is back? Mouse is back, ladies and gentlemen. That's great news. I'm gonna just adjust my charts a little. Oh man, this is struggling. Trying to give you guys a little more of a view here. Okay, oil rejected from its high of the day. Interesting. VIX with a very rejecty candle. Not gonna long it. Again, I want to show you guys. Check this shit out. Get a load of this. Nope. Can I do that? Heyo, you can just type 15. Oh, trading view. Oh, that's fun. Okay, watching for new highs on oil, perhaps. Okay, you guys watch these screens. I gotta peek. Okay, ladies and gents, this is sort of our daily pivot on the market. I feel maybe 27K even would be. Yeah, 27,065 to 27,15. I know that's like a 40-point range. It's not that helpful. That's We're not yet at the NQ pivot. Curious though. It's trading view that's killing. QQQ. When these EMAs, this is the 200 and the VWAP. I'll be watching very closely for a bounce there. Doesn't even have to. The price doesn't even have to make it down to here. It can to 654. It's another like $1.50 down. On the 15. Notice that NQ and QQQ have different prior day highs. $55 test on the Qs. 27,078. Again, 27,020 to like 27,000 evens. You never got a really good 27,000, 27K retest on the NQ. Northwest. NQ. Wait, is this my music or somebody else's music? Hang on. Sorry, guys. You all hearing this? Nope. Here we go. So, potential entries for longs, since we've already nailed the short. Like 27,060s and then 30s. This would sort of be the daily pivot. If we get a test down to 30s, I'd be very curious to take a long there. Now, you can notice on my trading chart, on my TradeAvate, if my mouse will get us there. On my TradeAvate, we have this EMA hanging out here around that same level. It's a very special EMA, and I try to long off of it all the time. As you can see, it is very supportive. So, we get down to there. That's my long level, 27,030s. VIX is pressing. Not a long situation. Oil didn't quite make a new high. Right. 44 might be your initial entry here. That's where that EMA is. Let's take a look on the closer time. Yeah, 40-ish. All these EMAs are waiting for us right here around 27K. 1925 here on the VIX. Oil's near the highs of the day. Tempted to flip from short to long. Again, I took my short to like here. There. Now. Targeting down here as potential buy zone. Starting at 39. Really about 26 is best. And then down there. 200. What there? That bottom wick. Sexy. Not getting long yet. Not at my level yet. Clearly somebody else thought it was a good entry. Didn't quite make it to mine. VIX with the top wick. Now it does have a little gappy gap there. We're not crashing on the VIX just yet. UVXY is looking dire, however. We did not breach the 40. Breaching a 40 on the UVXY. So just notice right here, this is the 2 minute on VIX. We got a little bit of a gap right here. We're gonna fill that up and hit those EMAs. That was a good bounce. We've engulfed quite a bit over here on the 2 minute. No, VIX is crashing. I don't think this is a short anymore. Now this could also be this test right here. This is pretty much where those EMAs were on the VIX Prime. Let's see what happens at half gap. We break through half gap to the downside on the UVXY, and I might chase along. This is 27,100 test right here. Okay, let's see if VIX gets a bounce. Peace talk headlines is what I'm hearing. That's bullish the market. Okay, watching real close. ES is stronger than NQ here, but ES will lead. This is the ES prior day high. We're at 1.5 points away, where it's currently rejecting. Remember, I didn't want to get long until the UVXY broke its half gap, because it's an easy spot for it to bounce and fake out bulls. Make a little bit of a bull trap. Just like this. Remember the peak above? Peekaboo! You can do the same thing here, and then go back down and test those EMAs where I wanted to get long. Thanks a lot. Didn't take the long. VXY is holding half gap. Is not. Oh, audio just did a weird thing. Hope I'm still with you guys. Hope we're still together. UVXY is crack-a-lacking. Okay, now the 27,103 level is going to be the one to watch. Rejected from here. We're over here on the 2 minute. Rejected the basically the 27,000 level. 1, 2, 3, now 4 times 27,100 resistance on the NQ. I'm not getting more short. I'm also not getting more. Now UVXY is giving me a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a introspection. Another version of myself would chase this long. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. No, sir. No, sir. I don't buy it. So VIX filled its little gap, I reckon. Yep, filled its little gap and held the EMA test. UVXY is looking a little... Oh, nope. This 1908 level is going to be interesting to hold on the VIX. You want to definitely see a rejection on VIX hold here. 12 stat candle, that's not going to be great for the market. The rejection on the VIX. 1923. Oh, we just filled a couple of gaps down there. Potentially like 1926 to 1934, and then definitely resistance at 1944. I like trading off the UVXY. I find it's a little bit more granulated. Again, we're holding above the half gap and an EMA cluster. It could easily like dip below this half gap and test any of these levels, including the pivot here. Not eager to take a bunch more trade. Watch. A little bit of a rejection sequence on oil. Didn't quite make a new high a day, did it? Yeah, the high of the day was 94.60. Not get the high. Technically a lower high. It's curious to me. XY got a bounce off of the half gap level. Let's see if it tests that high again. Again, remember, you guys can see this big old fat resistance. On the UV. Any of those rejections, like truly, this rejection here could have been. This could have been your long entry off of this sort of like prior day high 40-ish test. But again, we have not quite gotten to 40 in the daytime. That was in the pre-market. I don't count that. We've not had a legitimate 40 tap today. That would be a great long entry. We hit 40 on the UVXY, reject it right as we're testing 27,000-ish from below. That is a long entry I can get. Too many people talking in my ears. Uh-oh, that long didn't work out, now did it? UVXY holding half gap. I'm not long until UVXY crushes. Volatility goes up, people get afraid, and they dump the positions. Now, literally volatility just means an exchange of contracts is heating up, heating up. Push, buy. A bit of a gap there. This is where around where VIX started to reject before. We're in the 60s now, 59, 58. Watching this top candle develop here. If this turns red and then dives, that will be a long entry. Remember, a 27,000 test in the daytime would be choice. Coming close to my EMA down here. Do I want to take it long? UVXY close to 40. Prior to high test. Okay, we're in the 40s now. I'm entering one long, and I'll ride this all the way down to 27,000. That'll be sort of like my break. all the supportive down here in the 980s. If we lose that, that's where I'll stop out. Nice entry, huh? 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 Look at the rejection off of the prior day high. Now we are just filling up this little gappy gap on the 2-minute. Pay attention to those 2-minute gaps. Cost basis at 43. I would love it at around 19. Not that I'll like massively average down there, but How is that UVXY candle still green? Secretly, volatility buyers now? Okay, filled that gap. Look at the candle though. Okay, now that the little gappy gap got filled, the 2-minute gap. See if that's the true long or if we're gonna just push higher. Remember, I'm looking for a 40 rejection. Even I would go as high as 40.16. Oh, that's not. That's so nice. Oil did not make it. Uh-oh. Fix is a little spicy. A little spicy. I'm just gonna hop down there. Don't love doing that in the trailing drawdown account. Love exiting with purpose. Like if we got up there to that EMA, it would have been my target. Just a little scalp. I'm not trying to ride this all day. I'm not even gonna take my stop off. Fuck y'all. I want an average around 27,000. That's what I really want. Damn, top wicked. Top Jimmy, he's the king. Probably gonna stream up. Got on a little early today, which I enjoy. Spending my time with you. Long's working out still. Still rejecting here. Love it. Love it. Oh, I had to move this. See it earlier? Ooh, rejecting from this EMA. Not watching it close enough. That profit. Oil's still pushing up there. Big push down. VXY kind of reclaiming a little bit of its ground, but that top candle, man, that's damning. Not worried. I'll add to this position. I'll do it. Fuck it. Watching ES on the other screen. 7,162. We were supportive at 164. Maybe all the way down to 158 half. Might be the next sort of like a VWAP tap on the 15-minute on the yes. That UVXY is spicy. Oil got the rejection. Testing pivot. Now again, I have my EMA. It's in like the 30s still, 36-ish, 37-ish. I would add there. I would add basically at each of those below EMAs. Still believe in this reversal based on what I saw from the VIX Prime is a little less rejecty. Oil is still riding its EMA. Red can. Stuffed by this EMA. I would probably take it out again when we get back up here. 7,100. Points to the upside. You got it. All up to the VIX. Lots of resistance from that EMA. That's the 9 EMA to the downside now. So we trended up on the, let's just take a quick look. We trended up on the 9 EMA. Trended all the way up on the 9 EMA. Lost it, tested the 20 EMA to bounce, lost the same level again, lost the EMA to the downside. Now we're testing it from the downside, from the underside. Unders. Notice on this trailing drawdown account, I've got 4,500 of drawdown, and I'm not fucking with minis at this moment. I do like the rejection from the VIX, but we still have it riding its own EMA. Okay, remember 27,100 potential TP here. We're at 75. I might even take it out in the 80s. Can we get a push to 80s? Give me a push through 75, and we're gonna hit 80, and then I'll take it out. Gotta get through 175 first. Come on, little push up to 80. Little push up to 80. That's all I want. Little pushy push. Tippity tap. Tap it tap. Oh. Are you too good for your home, NQ? Go to your home. Test the EMA above. VIX in the crush. Popping up to 78. I get 80. Can we see 80? 80. Got it out. Booyah! On the EMA tap at 8 for 85. What an exit! You're welcome. Again, UVXY is above the half gap. Till it decidedly gets below half gap, we really need to be careful. Just bouncy bounce. Yeah. See oil curling over more, not making new highs. And we need to see the VIX under the half gap. Just got up to 83. My exit was 80. I'm happy with it. Just a little bit of a fucking clinic on taking it both directions. Let's just check in on our trailing drawdown. 783 on the day. $1 from the peak of the trailing drawdown. Gotta hang on to that. We still have $7,500 to go on this account. We gotta hold on to that trailing drawdown for all it's worth. Now, speaking of trailing I just remembered. Speaking of trailing drawdown, let me get the fuck out of here. We have day 5 of a TPT to test. I'm just gonna confirm off stream. Stand by. Let me just check my TPT. I think this is the one that we started on Friday. because I would love to pass this with you guys on stream. The website's not really working out. There it is. Didn't have the menu option there. Let's log in. Okay, we're above the 80 level on NQ. Still not a... I'm liking what I'm seeing from the VIX Crush. VIX 1913 now, but with EMA support below. According to this, I have 2 accounts. That's cool. All right, we are on day 5, and we are 300 away from passing on this TPT. Not that one. What that other account? I did win an account from Pine Tree Trader the other day. Is it that one? It says I've traded one day on it. I think I already blew it. I don't know why it's telling me I have 2 accounts. I definitely don't. Just the one. I don't know why that's still there. Weird. I don't know why I have a busted account showing up in my TPT. It's clearly not going to be in this. Yeah, just the one. Just the one. Okay. Can we get $288 on this bad dogger before the end of the stream? Find out. X 19-ish. Not long, not short. We're in the middle of the range. This was a good long setup. I built it in here. Does I have a concurrent? Okay. I'm not a fan. This helps. Receiving. Sorry if this is choppy as shit, you guys. That's... Oh, wow. Now we're fully frozen? Uh-oh. Let's start closing some. Oops. That's what we can just turn off. So that's what's chewing up all my RAM. Trading view's working much better now. Is the camera working better? Anybody out there? All right, we're gonna fix this. Fix this. Stand by, everybody. If you can hear me, apologies. I didn't realize the video was so sketchy this whole time. Especially for my one view. Sorry. Again, I used to, when I first started the stream, I would say, thanks for watching, I'm sorry. Because the trading was not great. I'll be honest with you. God, I got a little hot when I realized somebody was watching me. This poor stream of ours. All right, we're gonna go find some extra space. Ah ha ha. Gotcha. Okay, there goes the UVXY testing this half gap. This is a potential long entry. Let's see if this is gonna fix the camera working any better. Oh, I think it is. That worked. Yay! 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 Oh, that's better. Thanks, everybody. Sorry again that was a little choppy. One viewer still. I appreciate you if you're still here through all that. I will also congratulate you because you're about to get a cool long entry. If you want to go long in it. Oil is getting the curl that I wanted, and there's the UVXY breaking through the half gap. Now, I think there's a sneaky bounce still in store at this 39.36 level. Let's turn these levels back on. Yeah, the VIX got a bounce. UVXY did not. Curious, isn't it? Is it really a long entry? Hard to know. Do like the tweezery looking bottom here off 67. We did have support there earlier, and this could have just been a little liquidity grab from below. Let's check out the volume here. We did get a little bit of an uptick in volume on the push up, but now we're still rejecting from the upper EMAs. Nothing's really matching that selling volume from the last time we rejected this EMA. Now we're flirting with it here, but again, UVXY is still just flirting with that 39.47 level. All right, get my squawks back on. Really appreciating this music, keeping us relaxed. UVXY starting to confirm. Oh, it bounced. Sneaky bounce, told you. Okay, we're under the half gap. That was indeed the long entry. Don't love what I see from oil, though. I didn't take it. Just for the record, I am flat. Bad. Getting above the pivot. This is that 27,100-ish resistance level. This was my previous target from the long until we started rejecting it. Nice top wick on the VIX prime as well. Out. Okay, that's the move you wanted to see. Now, will it get the sneaky bounce? This is UVXY at its next support level, 39.36. Will it get a sneaky bounce there? Let's find out. I'm prepared to chase this long if it continues to carve through here without any signs of a bounce. Oil's getting a little rejection at this moment in time as well. I find that interesting. Look at that push. Look at that push. Now, we are at the 27,100 resistance level. That's a 71.68 on the ES. watching that real close. Now, if you had taken this long entry, this would have been what, 66 to 90? That would have been a good 30 points. That's not a bad long. I didn't take it, of course. Okay, now's the drive below this sneaky pivot. Will we have extension to the upside? This is also VIX 19-ish. Okay, 27,100, not a good long entry. Yeah, we missed the long. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Glad I didn't chase. BRB. How small. Whoever is maybe perhaps watching, welcome to Trading for All audiences. Enjoy my very many charts because I'm not really doing much right now. This is the half gap test. This is this is the bottom of the box test. If you guys want to see what the fuck I'm talking about, let me switch you over here. This is the more interesting chart in my opinion. Check that shit out. Okay, half gap 39.48, bottom of the box 39.36. That's this level right here. I thought this could be a sneaky bounce. I didn't take the long. This is technically your second chance if it bounces off this EMA stack. This is actually an interesting moment here on the 2-minute chart. When these EMAs cross, we tend to get a pretty big reaction. When the price and the EMAs intersect, we get explosive action. Let's watch what happens. This could be, again, your re-entry long. Oh, look at that. Are we going to get the explosive move from here? There it is. When the 8 and the 20 cross to the upside, that's the 8 crossing the 20 upside. That tends to be bullish. But again, I'm suspicious of this VIX, where VIX got a bounce off of 19. VIX Prime did. So this 39.36 level is being tested here on the UVXY. Check out the VIX Prime. VIX Prime bouncer off 19. Caution. I choose VIX over 2-minute EMAs any day. Caution. UVXY with the bottoming, VIX with the bottoming. Not taking the long here. Giving you a little bit less zoomed situation. This is a little bit of a pivot here. Again, this 27,080 to 100. It's a battle zone. Yeah, 73 up to 105. 30-point range. Yeah, it's, you know, we're battling this much the whole range. This is how it is at all-time highs, guys. I'm extremely proud of this chart today, y'all. Oh, not this one. It was the other one. I've taken 0 trades on my TPT. Again, $200 away from passing. This is not the time to be fucking about. The time to find a VIX pump up. Perhaps we retest that half gap on the UVXY. And then reject it with some gusto. Perhaps that is the long entry from here now. Especially a reclaim of this 39.36. It's just frozen there now. Now, this TPT account has plenty of room Got $2,700 of drawdown. Make $200. UVXY is frozen. Now, we are getting a good bounce on this market here. 27,100 test here. Very weird. Oh, that was what was happening. The UVXY was crashing. Still seeing resistance above it. 100 level. Oil hanging out. VIX hanging. I tell you where the supports and the resistances are, y'all. I just trying to communicate to you. 105 being this sort of this one right here. Or 106. Oh man, that got loud. So you guys can hear that too. Look at this weird candle-ish. Okay, watching there, UVXY with a pump up to half gap, no reaction from the market. This could be, this rejection moment could be what propels us above the resistance at 106. Let's find out. And I will chase it on a big break above 106 because we got this huge candle to test there. Now, theoretically, there could be some unfilled orders waiting in that big dump candle. We gotta see a rejection from the UVXY before I'm gonna be interested at all. I'm not gonna buy at resistance now. $39.48 half gap on the UVXY. $39.48 half gap. Hedge pressure above at 40. That 40 rejection earlier was nice. But look at this. Used to call this a sneaky snake. Ready to take along if one starts to manifest. Let's get in tight. See this interaction on the UVXY. I don't know anybody else who trades like this, by the way. This might be a terrible idea. You one viewer, do not follow. Do not redeem. There's the rejection. Here's the push. Ready to follow. We break above the 106 resistance. VIX at 1906. You know what? I don't love this long. I'm not going to chase it. No. Flat. Pancake. It's probably going to pop up to the 120s here, but so much selling pressure earlier. This is lunchtime volume. Nothing really special. We like the oil rejection now. I see a bunch of red on UVXY, and I'll be very interested. 1905 on VIX Prime. There's the pump above. Is it going to be the real deal Holyfield, or is it going to be a peak and high? Little peekaboo. 40 on the. There's oil dumping. 1905 VIX. 94 test on oil. Remember, this is the day of look above and fail. This is our theme of the day. That's why I'm not chasing here. Okay, like what I'm seeing from oil. Let's check our darling Nvidia. Leading us to the downside. Let's see what happens. Bit of resistance here. That loss of 202 really hurt on Nvidia. We're into this fat candle here where I said we could get up to 20. VIX gapping down below 19. Big gap down on the VIX. 1901. See that big gap down below this pivot? Gotta test it before anything's official. 1901 on the VIX. Hmm. 170 now resistance on the ES. We're at 168.70. Oh, 169? Nope, rejected off of 170 again. Not going short from here. That is a retest of our pivot. Love and fail day. Our meta of the day. Love and fail. We are just doing an SR test on the 100. What happens with above and fail. Look above and fail. And I didn't chase to the long. Video rejected. The video gets back over. Super interesting. Look at the oil bounce too. Oh no, it was a bull trap all along? Who could have seen that coming? Got bagged for 30 points. Off of 120, exactly where I said it was gonna go. Careful long. Careful, careful. Big bounce on oil. So, my goal for the day is I want to really pass this TPT, but I also need to make 80 more dollars to get to the 150 on this TopStep funded. Brand new day funded. Now, I chose a different option now that I'm currently in the dilemma of the consistency game over on the other funded. This one's just going to be a regular 5-day. I'm going to stick it to the eval first. I get a really, really choice setup. We were just, again, middle of the range between support and resistance happening here. Now, we did fill that gap, and we're back at this little pivot here. Check out VIX Prime, continuing to hold that 19. Okay. Testing the pivot from below. VIX, it's got gaps to fill. Now, once these get filled around 1908, that will be another interesting moment to see how VIX reacts. I'm realizing now that our music just stopped. Let's see what else is. Just do a little browsing. Thanks for listening to Don't love that gray candle. What does that mean? Big ol' wick on the hanging man there. All right, are we going relaxed? Are we going synth? Are we going chill synth? Chill vibes. This doesn't say copyright free. I'm not gonna. Rejecting the pivot. Use on NQ. You UVXY is surprisingly getting a rejection already. I still want to see what happens at 1908-ish on the VIX. But I don't want to get confused by watching too many VIXs at the same time. See how we rejected the pivot there? Still looking for opportunistic long. Get back up to the tip. I was curious. The loans are not there. I'm interested again down there in the 27,030s. Now, another interesting thing's about to happen here. Now, look at this. It's way far away from price action. But check this out. This is 200 about to touch the VWAP. There's more levels on here. Yeah, show me all the levels, baby. What do we got? What do we got? Boop. Can't see nothing. Boop. Nope. Yep. Nope. That didn't seem to do much. Okay, testing that pivot again. VIX 1904 did not fill its little gappy gap on the 2-minute. It does have EMA resistance above it. Okay, now, I'm just gonna peek in over here. Nobody's talking to me. No, nobody's talking. But I thank you for joining me. Watching this sort of nothingness happening. Watching my stream on a mega delay. 4-minute delay. Don't follow me on my trades if you're watching on stream, guys. I just tracked it. Might be like a multi-minute delay, and that's not on purpose. That's just it's between my old ass computer. Hanging out with my boy Ike. He doesn't know me that much. I'm a fan. It's silly to be fans of other traders, but we like what we like. Speaking of, shout out to my boy Rips, my biggest source of encouragement and inspiration. There goes the dive on the VIX. Let's see if it picks up there. VIX 1902, UVXY 3927, under pivot. And we break above that 100. I will potentially chase it long, depending on what the VIX is doing. Still watching the VIX dive. Very curious about what happens next. See volume picking up as well. We're at 12:44 p.m. I wonder what happened at 12:45. Ready to chase along if we start to pop. 1901 VIX Prime. 19 test incoming. Let's see how it goes. Gappy price action over here. I don't tend to watch it on the 2-minute. There's the 19 tap on VIX. At the pivot. Will we break above? Okay, so here's the break. VIX 1899. I'm chasing it long.
Order filled.
And the VIX crushed big time here. VIXY also crushing. Not seeing price action. Oil's crushing as well. Where's the market, guys? Where's the market? Resisting off the 120s. 1894. Bullish, I reckon. We're gonna fail here. Oil's gonna bounce. It's 1893, UVXY 1939.23. It's that 7170 resistance on S that's hurting us. And on the EMA,
Order filled.
X under 19 is good for business, y'all. Two more on the other EMA.
Order filled.
Not seeing any bouncing on the VIX yet. Little bounce. Again, we got over 2K of drawdown here. Just on micros. NQ held the EMA. VIX got a bounce below 18. Sorry, below 19. 294 now. Bounce here. More.
Order
Which
filled.
reclaims 19. I'm out. UVXY continuing to dive. It's testing 19 from below. Reclaim of 19 and I cut. Oil's still driving lower. Oh, still bouncing. That's why with the bounce now. X19 test. $19.95 fix. Gapping around. Hard to know which direction it's going to choose. It seems like it rejected 19 again. We're still on the trigger to just dump out of this. Well, to break down under that EMA. Testing. Push above 100. You can do it. You can do it, NQ. If I see a rejection off 100, I will also bail out. Cost base is at 105. See then the 100s reject. Not great. X 1895. Buyers step in here. Got a 90. Actually, I'm stack it. It's just capped up to 19. So it fills the gap below. Get your exit here. 95 there. Where we just rejected from the upper EMA. Over 100 here. this trade. Rejecting the upper E. Sevens, come on, let's push it to 100. Let's push it to 100 and see what happens. See what happens at 100. Let's just see. 7, 98. We can do it. You can do it. 100 tap. Push. Pushing time. ES got a rejection off of 70s. Seeing this push up to our cost basis. Makes 1896. Let's just start taking some profit. Okay.
Order filled.
I think that was for a loss. $56 loss. I just cut him. Compared to re-enter, $50 loss. Very manageable here. X. Nice red candle. We'll chase again. Get above the pivot. Same thesis. Exited at the pivot for a loss. X86 UVXY looking a little supportive there. EMA test from above. Potential entry. Kind of a loss of 27,100. As I said, we bounced back above 100. I'm chasing above 100.
Order filled.
Like this look off of the EMA below. At the resistance spot. Above. And I take off one there. I'm putting my stops and profits for my last 3. It'll be a green trade no matter what. Watching VIX heading downward. Above pivot. Push it. Stopped out. Stopped out.
Stop filled.
Exit pivot.
Stop filled.
Our pods are dying. Stopped out in profits there. That's why we do that. We peaked above and failed again at the level. Oh, look at that 1890 bounce on the VIX. That's not great. Could have been a short entry, I think. Looking for opportunistic longs. Got the pivot for now at 3rd, 4th. Just look at all this resistance that's over here. 1, 2, 3. We got above for a second, failed. 4, 5, 6, 7, a little above and failed. 8, a little above and failed. 9, 9, 10. 10th one, look above and failed. Wouldn't you know I took it the 10th time? Down 37 on them. Very manageable here. With $2,700 of draw. Little red, little baby red. And it's not funded, it's just an eval. Just on day 5 of the eval. And looking for opportunistic longs here once I start to see something encouraging from oil and from VIX. 94, 93 on the VIX. Alright, I joined in the long side.
Order filled.
You see oil trying to make a new high. I need to see it reject almost instantly. Insta reject oil. Don't like VIX with the bottom wicks down there. Cautious here. Very small micro trade. So UVXY, a little bit of a pivot rejection. Oil's trying to push, however. Not a 1, that's a $5 profit. Just a de-risk moment. This is, again, sketchy times up here near all-time highs, everybody. Gotta get above the 98 EMA. Okay, there's the 98. I like the bottoming look. Oh, still rejecting 100 though. Just gonna take one more off for the de-risk in profit.
Order filled.
Taking another one off, de-risking in profit. We're rejecting the upper
Order filled.
EMA with some red. Long 2 here. Yep, we may fail from here, guys. Careful. Careful out there. Don't follow. Do not follow. De-risked. I'm only long 2 micros. Gonna get out of one more. Oh, we're below the pivot on the VIX. That's fun. Just don't let it bounce so much there. Okay, stops are at break even. Let's see what happens this time. Nice. Nice on the VIX. Nice on the VIX. Nice. Very nice. We're at the pivot again. Taking one off in profit. Next one is stops in profit. That brought our account even on the day. Break even on the day. We overcame that $50 loss, you guys. We did it. I love what I'm seeing out of the VIX. Just needed to not bounce. UVXY is below the pre-market low. Chasing this with a backpack. Get above that pivot now. Come on, VIX. Don't bounce me. Don't bounce me when I'm in the backpack. Trying to have stricter rules on the backpack. When it starts to fail, I gotta bail. I can't add. That's the rule on the backpack. Facing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. At the pivot. Oh, not getting the break. Not getting the break above. I do like seeing the sustained green volume. Not getting it. Not ran it. That was my bad. Front ran into resistance. Those were holding the EMAs below and they're not hanging in. XY dumped. There's a push. Push. Let's get above the pivot. Damn it. Did not get above the pivot. In fact, we failed it.
Stop filled.
Yeah, we failed it bad. Damn it. That was a $400 loss. Damn it. Mark is starting to dive here. Everybody be careful out there. Be news. VIX is back over pivot.
Order filled.
2 minis here. Close to my EMA for support. That's why I'm long. Right, out of 1 in profit. I don't like what I'm seeing from oil trying to make a new high. I like what I see from the VIX though. Projecting off of its EMA off of a little pop above pivot. To put in a stop. I got enough space to put in a stop. That's what I like to see. Oh, and I'm immediately stopped out. Immediate stop out.
Order filled.
Like the bounce that we saw from my EMA. I just need to see VIX get a rejection and we're going to fly up and at least test the upper EMAs. Out of 1. Out of 2.
Order filled. Order
Top
filled.
of break even. There's that upper EMA. Got the push. Yes. Okay, got to get above the 27,100 resistance again. Peaked above and failed it. All right, I'm out. 280 to go. VIX looking real spicy here.
Order filled.
That VIX breaking down to the pivot is a really good sign for a long. I'm going to just go for it. I'm just going for it. Yes, yes, out of 2.
Order filled.
Let's hold this one and see where it goes. Let's hold this and see where it goes. We're above that EMA. Yeah, we're having some trouble there. All right, I'm all out there.
Order filled.
And, oh, wait, that was basically the break even? Fuck off. That was all greens. 2:30 to go. Oh! Ouch! Ouch! Everybody, caution! Caution flags! Everybody, caution flags! Damn! Damn! What's happening? This is news. This is news. Everybody, careful out there. Careful, careful. I'm done with the backpacks. Oil flying up. Whoa! VIX flying up. Whoa! 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 Back to the micros. Long 5 micros. Try to catch a bottom. That's exactly what I did last night. MyFunded. We hold that EMA. Woof! Whipping around. Not for the faint of heart or the trailing drawdown. The trailing of drawdown. Call it that. Highly risky. Risky. Starting to reject my EMA. Out of 2. Out of 3.
Order
Just a
filled.
de-risk on the knife catch. Okay, watching for further bounce. VIX 1909 with a nice top wick. So that rejection from the 1919. Good sign. Might have just been a news overreaction. Got long in a mega backpack. Out of the mega backpack. Oh, out of 2 at least.
Order filled.
All right, I'm out of break even on the other mega backpack. Woof! Only down 150 now. Ah, the micros are getting whipped. Yikes! No more backpacks for a minute, guys. No more backpacks for a minute. 1908 VIX. UVXY got a crazy chart going. What is going on? And I didn't stay in that mega backpack too long. Okay. UVXY tested the half gap. It confirms above, in which case the long will sort of be invalidated.
Order filled.
See the rejection off half gap on UVXY. Until it reclaims, I'm not worried. Alright, out of that backpack for another 50-ish.
Order filled.
Still resisting off my EMA. 160. Okay, we're at the half gap now. Added 1 more just in case it rejects and bounces. Added 2 more down at the bottom of this wick.
Order filled.
27k test. No, we're breaking half gap. Must reject here or this is
Order
lights
filled.
out for this trade. Will not carry huge size into these whippy moves. It's just asking to get your heart broken. $5.65 oil. $5.68. Whatever just happened made oil go bonkers. So I did not project the reclaim of half gap is ominous for longs. No. Okay, down 600 now on the day. Start to see a good bounce happening. That. 1 too minis. One.
Order filled.
rejected my stop. Okay, how about now? Stop is a break even here on the mini. I went 2 minis. Break above those sellers. It's flying up. XY, maybe testing 40 here. This was my original long idea. Okay, stopped out on that one. Down 460. Want to see a UVXY rejection from the prior day high or from the 40 tap? That'll be my next long entry. Okay, watching oil against 96 also. I got back into the the minis. I got back in on the VIX rejection. That's 120 profit. Stopped at break even, stopped out. Down 322. Ready to go back in with 2 more minis if I see this bounce continue. 27K, even. 27,000 and see if it holds. Out of 1, that was a $50 profit.
Order filled.
27K would be bad for business. $83 on the UVXY. Next thing, oil rejecting off of 96. At 83 on the UVXY. Oil rejecting off of 96. Happy with my position at 27,000 and one. On the UVXY. Pretty much the bottom of this wick, which is at 75. 5-point stop. XY39 pushing. Big push on the UVXY. Breaks head pressure. Add it. Heavy position here, catching this knife. 998 VIX, sorry, UVXY. I want to see it reject off of 40. Look at this. Icy market, you guys. Careful out here. Careful, careful, careful. By 39.94. Standard 40. 99 UVXY. Oil's 96 evens. So I broke HP.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
About to kill this account. How about that? Yep, that is done on the eval. Now we're over here into the funded. This is the one that counts, guys. 40 break on UVXY is brutal. All right, I'm long 10 micros. Wow, that moved a lot really quickly on this brand new funded account. Green. Out of 5 profits. Out of 4. Sorry, out of 6 in profits. On the go. break even. Woof. All right, it sucks to blow a TPT on day 5. It sucks, but who would have thought this giant fucking red candle would come in here? At least we got more green in our fundeds. That's the important thing. Seeing the 96 rejection now. I just sized way too big. I got wicked out. Too big of a size, wicked out. Unfortunate. Oh, stopped out over here. Interesting. UVXY is maybe confirming over 40. Okay, seeing that top wick forming on the UVXY, I'm prepared to go long again. VIX 1991. Maybe going for a 20 tap. All right, I'm long 5 micros here from the biggity bottom. Out of 2 already on the bounce. Biggity bounce. Out of 3. It's just a de-risk. Here we go. Stop is break even. My last 2 micros. Here's that trade going down. Didn't catch it on the TPT, so it goes. That happens sometimes. I get like invested into backpacks. I don't want more of my macros here in profits. I get invested in the concept of backpacks and then I fucking just yam it. Just yam it. Open this up in the other one. It's like 460 today. Top is in, break even on the other one. UVXY continuing to push. This is a dangerous place to be trading from. TD band way down there. Way down there. Oh man, look at that red candle. Dang. Stopped out for sure in my other funded. Okay. XY tweezer top. Encouraging. Oil is kind of rejecting the 96 level. Let's go back in here. Prepared to go long. Just checking my equity charts over here. SPY. Wow, look at that dump under the prior day low. Heading to 707.30s. Okay, 706.50 being our pre-market low here. That would be my risk. 740s. Alright, I'm long 6 micros in this TopStep XFA. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Out of 3 on that pop. Hope you guys can see this. This is some good trading. Trading happened over here after this fucking... Yeah. Stops in at break even. Go ahead and take one more off as we drive up towards these initial sellers here. Love it. Love it. Bottom fishing. Okay, stop is in. Like what I'm seeing here from the VIX, it's not pressing higher. We rejected off of VIX 20 exactly. Oh, come on, stopping me out at break even. Come on. Come on. What happened in this other account? Stopped out, 63 profit. VIX 1991, UVXY new high. Not engaging again, gotta peek. Red on the UVXY. NVIDIA under 200. Not a good look. Oh, that's why. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Okay. Want to see a top wick form on the VIX here. Stay under 20. Long 3 micros. Woof! Immediately down. 4. Stop selling. Broke its call wall this morning and got fucking obliterated. This is over 20? Uh-oh. I'm gonna get out of this long, guys. It's flying up. I haven't heard anything about the news that's happened. Blocks are silent. You're no help to me. Like the bottom wick. 2023. And rejected. I like that. Out of 2. De-risked. Fix with a top wick at 2020, the previous month low test on the fix. This is our long entry, believe it or not. Out of 1 more in profit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Previous month low on VIX at 28-ish. There's 2 micros here. Danger under the pre-market low. SPY. Added 1 just in case it reclaims. Watching this chart right here. What a fucking sell-off, yo. 706.50 is gonna be my cutoff. Wowzers. Wax, you failed me. Nobody told me what happened. Yamco. Ayo. Out of 1 more in profit. Cost basis is 687.75 and my stop is break even.
Order filled.
Stopped out. 257 on the day on the funded. We are below pre-market low. SPY. We gotta see a mega bounce. Look at the UVXY chart, you guys. Just take a look at this. We're on the prior day low, just for everybody's reference on ES. Look at this. Oil 96.50. Look at the VIX just exploding. Market heading way the fuck down. Not time to really like buy the dip yet, I don't think. Unless I see oil reject, which I'm seeing. 4091 in the UVXY. 2028 now on the VIX, revisiting the prior month low. Long 3 micros. Just testing this bounce out. See if it's got legs. Oil's 96.60s and pushing. Out of 1 in profit, out of 2 in profit. I don't have a lot of faith in this bounce yet. I gotta see red on the UVXY. There's the red. Dang, 120 point dropper there. What's Matt up to? Yeah, we got mega supports down here, Matt. That's what I thought. This is the long entry. We got to see the VIX back under 20, and then we're going to boom up. The UVXY 40 and the VIX 20 sort of at the same area. Okay, I like this bounce. I like the red on the UVXY. Oil's not really giving it up though, so I'm tempted to add, but I'm not gonna. Stops at break even. Okay. Love that candle. VIX is over 20. There's no backpacks in play. Damn it. Only on evals. Oh, which I guess now that I blew up this TPT, look at that. Not quite wicked out. We actually just dumped way harder than that, so not much for that. Let's go back to our Tradeify. we stopped out here. Tempted to add. Oh, VIX is going higher. UVXY pushing a little bit while the VIX rejected its prior month low at 20.28. Let's see what happens if the UVXY gives me some red. I will jump back in here with 1 micro. UVXY heading to 41 now. VIX over the prior month low. No long yet. Oil's pushing to 97. Looking for a bounce to start to manifest here. Below the prior day low on ES. Definitely news driven. Over 41, UVXY, this nice spot to reject. All right, reject of 41, I'm along 2 micros from 866. Okay, now a bounce is starting to happen. I like that. I'm out of 1 in profit. That was about a $25 profit. Opposite break even. Woof! Check out that wick tickle. Tickle in bottoms is a sketchy thing to be singing about. All right, now, because this is a non-trailing drawdown account, I can just leave this long on all damn day. Seeing like just tons of green volume here, even the increasing volume on the UVXY with no red volume at all. No reds. This is scary, y'all. It's scary. Again, that is my consistency account. 500 on the day is pretty good. 2,000 being my best day. What's my balance on that other one? Balance is at 3K. I didn't have to get that up to 5, I think, to take a payout. Seeing resistance from this EMA right here. Y'all see that? Wow. From 910 to 870. Wow. UVXY is back at 41, 20.99, and 102. This could be not the bottom. All right, I'm gonna go look at my VIX pivots, guys. This is not looking great. I'll even like wiggle my stop a little bit down. $12 loss. Oh, fuck it. That's good. Stop me out. Do it. Stop me out. I dare you. Stop me out. See if I care. Stop out. Bounce again from here. I'm going to re-enter. Going even UVXY. Seeing oil with a bit of a rejection look.
Order filled.
I'm long 2 micros again from 871. Sorry, 72.25 is my cost basis. Excuse me. Out of 1, that's a $15 profit. I like the look on the UVXY. Okay, I'm long 6 micros in my big account. Still long 3, still long 2. That stop is at break even now. Let's just see what's going on in the other one. We're up $52. Moving that stop up a little bit. Oh, I love it when I'm long in 2 accounts and we boom to the upside. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! That's a nice candle. I see the VIX crushing. Keep going, baby. Keep going. Rejection on oil, rejection on VIX. We are long. Oh, and I took my profit. It's in the big account. And the little account had the best entry, so I'm going to let it ride. Okay. Where does that leave us on the big account? We are up 711.42 on the day. Love it. Love it. Brings our balance up to 3227.94, almost 333. I'm not gonna sweat it. Okay, we're up 100 now on the baby account. This is a green day in funded. I fucked up the evals, but we're green and funded, baby. That's all that matters. Coming up on 130. This music is very repetitive. Is it just me or am I a little hyped? I'm a little hyped. It's the same song over and over again. You motherfuckers! You got me on one song looping for 3 hours. You sneaky motherfucker. All right, let's see. No. Sorry, guys. I didn't even realize. I was so focused. I didn't realize that we were going 3 straight hours on a loop of one song over and over and over again. Can I just get to my search? Oh wait, no, I tried these motherfuckers before. Just way too varied. There is such a thing as too much variety. Chill vibes, relaxing gaming music. I'll be the judge of that.
Order filled.
Yo, finding new lows. That's why stops are where they are. Alright, my squawk is back in action. Is this one more liquidity grab from below? 4096 VIX. 4098. We're back to the 41 level on the UVXY. Previously found resistance. Oil got a bounce off of 96. Oh, it was the bond auction. Oh, it was a bullshit bond auction. Whoa.
Order filled.
Okay, tried to tickle the bottom one more time in the little account here. I like the rejection, big rejection on the UVXY. Let's see if the market listens. Somebody was lying before and it was the market. I guess I should always default to, if oil and VIX are both going up and the market's going up, who's lying? And there's a war on in the Middle East, then probably the market is lying. Tickle in the bottom. Oh man. The squawks ended again. These guys have no stamina. I guess that always ends at 130. Stopped out. Prepare to re-enter.
Order filled.
Man, UVXY is rejecting this top. We're not getting extension on oil yet. Cautiously long from down here. Let's check in on our equities. Cautious long. Videos at support. There we go. That's the bounce I've been waiting for. That's the bounce I've been waiting for this whole damn time. Get above the EMA and let's go test at least like the 970s again, please. It'll just be one big overreaction. DXY 40.64 with a bounce. It's riding its 9 EMA to the north side, and we are rejecting NQ 9 EMA to the south side. Opposite break even. Do accept these things when we're bottom fishing. Still wouldn't be surprised if this market flies up, so I'm ready to chase if it does. Looking for a better rejection on the UVXY than that. Two NVIDIA, damn! NVIDIA's selling hard still. Not found its bottom yet. Prior day low, NVIDIA. Yeah, 212 calls are. Right, NVIDIA's prior day low. Any help here?
Order filled.
Okay, I caught it. I caught the bottom. Caught the wick. Cost basis is at 84, low is at 82. Oh, sorry, 64 to 52. Dang, that's a big range. That was not the best fill. I tried to really time this one out too. Looking over to Neon. My favorite. I like this bottoming look here. We just got to get above this dastardly EMA. I moved my stop up a little bit. All right, stop that at break even. Quack! All right, and this is going to probably pretty much do it for me for today. I'm loving the UVXY rejection. We're going to get back above this EMA and not reject from the fucking 940s. Pre-market low on Qs here. Reclaim could be fun. We have like $1 at the upside before we hit an EMA on 5. Not gonna backpack. VIX over 20, no backpacks. That's why we don't backpack. It's a casual 12-point wick. You're rejecting the prior day low on ETHs at this moment. 71, 21, 25. Oh, no, we're at 22. Reclaim of the prior day low. That's bullish. Let's stop up to $12. Like the video with the with holding its prior day low. Very good. Can we get above SPY's pre-market low? Next question. Above Q's pre-market low. I love the crush on the VIX. Some resistance, remember, I didn't want it to reject off the 30s again. Again, we tickle the bottom. Just in the event that we see a V shape, I'm gonna just hold it above the pre-market low on SPY. News. It's 20.15. News, we're in the 30s. 20s. 30 years old. VIX 20.13. Okay. That was a bit scary. That was a little bit scary. Look at this 5-minute chart on SPY. Whoop-de-doo! Reclaiming a bit of the goodness. Woohoo! 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 Great news, everybody! Yes! 940s. That was going to be my target. Oh, okay. All right, I'm out.
Order filled.
SPY's interacting with some EMAs above that are a bit intimidating to me, so I just went ahead and took my $150 of profit. 500 on the day. Day 1 funded here in TopStep. And that's going to do it for me. Not a bad day. We did lose our TPT on day 5. $200 away from passing. I'm seeing a recurring theme where I go hard on passing days. VIX is at 20 here, guys. I could take potentially another opportunistic long if VIX crushes below 20, but I think it's going to bounce off of 20. It's just my feeling. Bounce off of 40 on UVXY, and here's the VIX 20 fight right now. Bounced off of 20. Glad I exited when I did. I hope everyone out there has a lovely day. Sorry for the cursing. Sorry for the video issues from earlier. Not sorry for the profit. We're going to call it 498 plus 711. We're going to just call it 1200 on the day. Bad day.